Hi guys, Andrea Mills here. It is time for me to give my boys some haircuts, and so I thought I would show you guys today how I do the haircuts and what supplies that I have. I actually do trim the girls' hair too, but it's not a big deal, so I'm not going to bother showing that because it's not, it's not hard to comb hair and trim off the bottom a little bit. So I am not like an expert at cutting hair, but when I had Thomas, who's our oldest, I think I took him in one time for a haircut at a salon, but other than that, I just kept thinking I can do this. I'd had a little bit of experience when I was young. My uncle, who was just 2 years older than me, wanted me to cut his hair once. So he handed me a pair of clippers. We were going to a football game, and he handed me a pair of clippers, and they didn't have any guards. That did not work well. Actually, it could have been a lot worse. We only had one bald patch on the side of his head, so we ended up shaving like this bar on the side of his head, and we colored it red with a marker to go for the football team colors. I did have a few incidents cutting my siblings' hair. Don't ask my sister about a haircut I gave her once. She was quite traumatized by it. And my brother had a few bald patches too. But once I learned how great guards are, I don't know why none of my parents or grandparents ever seemed to have guards for the clippers. Either that or us kids didn't know where they were. But once I discovered the wonders of that, I realized how very simple and easy it really is to cut someone's hair. So I'm going to show you the tools that I have, and then when I give the haircuts, I will take a video of that and then kind of narrate for you what I'm doing. And I don't know if I'm doing it right. I'm just going to show you what I do, and it works just fine. I did learn after those incidents when I was young. I learned on Thomas, who was little and didn't care if his hair looked good because he was little and, whatever. So I learned what he was doing. I didn't start cutting Tom's hair until, I don't know. We had several kids before I got brave enough to start cutting his. It turns out cutting an adult's hair is way easier than cutting a kid's hair. So if you have some little person to learn on, then you're going to be fine and be able to do anybody's, because doing a little kid who's wiggly and bony is a lot harder than doing an adult who sits still and has a nice smooth head. Anyways, so here is what I have. We'll start here with this basket that I use to store everything. I think I got it at Walmart. The clippers I had came in a case that I set in here, but I now just dump everything into the basket because it just seemed like an extra step that wasn't necessary to have to open the case too. So everything is inside this basket in the kitchen cupboard where I cut everyone's hair. I just keep it right next to there because I like to try to store things right where I use them if I can. I have these let's see, Wall brand clippers, and this set came with all these guards for the clippers that are color coded, so you can see right away what size the guard is based on the color. So this here is the 1/4 inch, and that's the one that I use the most, and it's the purple one right there. I also keep an extension cord in here so I don't have to look for one, so that I have more reach while I'm working. So I plug the clippers into the extension cord, and then I can walk around more freely without tangling up with anybody. Then I have a comb and a pair of scissors, which the kit actually came with a comb and scissors, but I think that someone Claudia is knocking on the door and wants to come in. Anyways, I don't know what happened to the original comb. I'm sure it just got packed off, and the original scissors broke a while back, so I had to get a new pair. Then I got these, I think, at Walmart. And then I recently added a hand mirror to the kit. I never had one in there before, but I've been cutting Tom's grandpa's hair for him lately, and he really likes to have a mirror that he can look in because he doesn't trust that I'm doing a good job. So he needs a mirror that he can look for himself immediately and see how I'm doing. So we now have the hand mirror in the kit. I bought a can of this spray stuff that lubricates and cleans the clippers, so I just spray that on the blades. And then this little brush came with the kit that you can kind of clean the hair and stuff out of the blades. And then these, if you're going to be serious about doing hair cutting, you might as well just pay the price, which is not much. I think I spent like $10 each on these from Amazon to get some capes. So these both are adult size vinyl capes. and I have one so that I can wear one, and the person who I'm cutting their hair can wear one. And then I got this little kid size cape that's got penguins on it, and so it makes the job a lot easier when you have the right tools to do it. So I would say, I want to say it was like $30 or so for the clippers, and $6 or so for the mirror, couple bucks for the spray stuff, and I probably spent about $30 on capes. So altogether, well, with the new scissors, maybe, I don't know, $10 for that, but $70 to $80 maybe to get the whole setup here. And it would cost more than that to take all the men in my family just one time for a haircut. So I earned my money back almost immediately by doing this. And of course, I've had these things for a long time, so over time it's very much more cost effective to have my own supplies and learn how to do it myself than it is to pay someone to do it for me. I put my little guys on a stool with a booster seat, but my big boys can just sit on a regular low stool. Judah's gonna be my model today, and I'm gonna start with some water, spray his hair. Then I like to comb it out and make sure there aren't any tangles in it. These guys really needed haircuts, but I was waiting to make this video. Then I start with my clippers with the 1/4 inch guide, and I like to show the little ones that it's not scary, it just tickles, so we touch them a few times and have fun with it so that it helps them not be nervous. I start here and I just go up about mid forehead level, starting at the bottom and going all the way up. With the little guys, when I need to do the back of their heads, I tell them to look at the penguin on their cape so that they'll look down. I just keep doing this, going all the way around their head, and it's a little difficult down here around the bottom of the hair on their neck because of the bumps and grooves. I'll show you in a minute how I deal with that. So I take the guide off, and then I trim the hair right here on the little sideburn area, and then in the back I take the comb and I comb the hair out nice and straight, and I just trim it gently to get all the stuff that is still long after I used the guide. Keep looking down, buddy. And then I like to clean up the hairline and make sure that their neck is nice and clean. Then we get the other side. Then I use the scissors to check around their ears and see if there's any long hairs that got left behind and clean those up. Then we start with the comb and the scissors, and I just comb up a nice piece of hair there and start trimming. Then each new cut is made by grabbing some of the hair that's already been cut so that I have a guide for the length, and then just keep trimming all the way around. I don't get too thick of a piece of hair each time because it really bogs the scissors down if you have a lot of hair. It takes me about 7 or 8 minutes usually to do a haircut. So with the time of waiting in between haircuts for somebody new to come along, I can get Tom and the boys, all 5 of them, done in about an hour. When I'm big and pregnant, I a lot of times have to sit down for that couple of minutes while I'm waiting for my next customer so that I can rest my feet a little bit. I forgot to mention that Asher's being my cameraman today, so he's being really helpful and doing a good job holding the camera for me. It's a little dry here in the front, so I'm going to spray it down again. I usually work from front to back, so I get the whole back of the head and then just slowly move my way forward. Judah's hair has a little bit of natural curl to it, and it's a nice soft hair. Justice's hair is very, very straight, and so is Asher's. Asher's is also really thick to cut, so it's a little more difficult than cutting some of the other kids' hair. So now that the whole thing's been done on the top, I'm going to spray the front because it's getting a little dry, and comb it down straight and then trim up around the front. I always tell them to look at me and then close their eyes so that I can see, but we don't get hair in their eyes. That's looking pretty good. The last thing I like to do is go around the line where the longer hair meets the shorter hair and just trim and make sure there's kind of a smooth transition between the two lengths. I could probably do this with the clippers and a guide, but I just always use the scissors. So I'll give it a comb here. I like to just comb it a little bit and make sure it looks like I got everything. Then when I'm done, Judah will go put some gel in it and comb it the way he likes to do it. He kind of likes to have that little flip there in the front. Silly boy, looking nice and handsome now that his hair is all cut. Thank you, cameraman Asher.